the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Or say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And let me welcome you all again to the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts and the commissioning of the 112th Basic Recruit Class. We know this is a very special day for all of you out there, the friends and family of these recruits. For 31 weeks, if you've been counting, they have been challenged, they have been pushed to earn the badges that you see on the board here on display on stage. Know that none of them would be here today without your love and support. We at the Richmond Police Department would also like to take the opportunity to thank the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts for allowing us to use this amazing facility to celebrate this moment. Here on behalf of the museum is Deputy Director Stephen Bonadies to offer his welcome.
Good morning. On behalf of our director, Alex Nargis, I would like to extend a warm welcome from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. We indeed are honored to host the graduation exercises of the 112th Basic Police Recruit Class. This is the 6th graduation that we've hosted, and we certainly look forward to continuing this tradition. I would especially like to welcome our mayor, the Honorable Dwight Jones, and in the audience, we have the Secretary of Commonwealth, Secretary of Education, Ann Holton, who's joined us as well to celebrate this graduation, Chief Alfred Durham, the command staff of the Richmond Police Department, and all police officials from neighboring departments. But most especially, we welcome you, the family and friends of these officers. I know this is an exciting day for you, and we invite you to linger afterwards to enjoy the museum and its grounds once the ceremony is over. To our new officers, congratulations on your significant accomplishment, and we wish you safety and success in your new career. Thank you.
In addition to Secretary Holton, we have some other dignitaries in the audience as well, some elected officials. We thank you for being here. We also have many members, brothers and sisters in the first responder community, especially representing law enforcement, most of them in uniform. You'll recognize them easily. But I'd like to point out we have representatives from the Virginia State Police, the Hanover Sheriff's Office, Virginia Commonwealth University Police Department, the Ashland Police Department, Henrico's Police Department, Chesterfield County is represented as well, and we do have perhaps who came the longest award. We have a representative from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office in the audience today as well. He is here because there's a family member graduating today. So thanks you to all of those who've come and supported us on this very special day. LAPD, I'm sorry, Los Angeles Police Department. And the Ambulance Authority as well. I see them sitting in the middle in the back. And now we would like to continue the tradition of the Richmond Police Department, the Recruit Class video. Now, perhaps you've heard day by day, or at least week by week, of what the training has been like for these recruits. But with the help of department personnel shooting video and photographs, we are going to show you just a 7-minute slice of what these 31 weeks have been like.
Present arms.
Every morning we put up the flag, we go down and we face the wall and we salute the portraits that are down there.
112th Basic Recruit Class now has the watch. Officer Douglas Wendell joined the Richmond Police Department.
We read a story from how one of those officers actually lost their lives.
Each day is a different officer.
He received more than 25 commendations for his dedication to duty.
It's super important. You got to remember how serious this job is.
It's very important. You'll go through the day, trying not to make any mistakes or, trying to, just watch out for your partner.
Get off my brother! Hey, back up, sir! Back up! Back up, sir!
Patrol tactics is like they give us scenarios that maybe we would encounter out on the street. All the skills that we've learned in the classroom, now we're putting into play.
Bring the other hand around right now.
No, yeah, they kept going. But it teaches us, what to do, what not to do, how to react, about, just making sure we're protecting ourselves and our partners.
No, they got into it. Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, step out of the vehicle for me.
We could have scenarios like just a casual approach to a citizen.
What's this? I think it was a battery. I don't know.
Or arriving on a shooting.
Second and third corner. Yeah, we're done. So staying right there.
Yeah. A lot of these scenarios will go from like 0 to 60 in an instant.
That's actually something that Officer Patterson told us in the very beginning. Get routine out of your head. There's no such thing as a routine traffic stop.
When he threw the crutch, I was like, don't look at the crutch.
Yeah, he threw his crutch at me.
That was a distracting technique.
It was hurtful. It was like, wow, I'm just trying to get to know you, man.
And just watch his hand.
No, the social that you gave me isn't coming back.
When you go through the first scenario, you might not do as well as you'd like.
Just hang on, just hang on. He was giving us inconsistent information and just took off running.
Next time, okay, now you become a little more comfortable. Unit 3, have any activity?
We're setting up a perimeter, trying to keep everybody safe outside and inside.
You better get back right now!
It turned out it was a hostage situation.
Suspect walking out of the rear of the building with a hostage. You advising me that the suspect has just got out of the containment? 10-4, yes sir. End scenario.
The bad guy may have gotten away.
One recruit over here, and there was nobody else over here.
We learned the hard way, but that's what training is all about.
I mean, it's been a great academy. It's just been way harder, I think, than we ever anticipated. Like some of the most intense experience I've ever had in my whole life.
Whistles, flashing lights. Oh, welcome aboard, man.
I can go to be 100 years old and forget a few things, but welcome aboard is something I'll never forget.
I thought I was just signing some papers, and there I am in the middle of doing cardio and PT sessions in a full-blown suit. I didn't know what I had gotten myself into.
And even when they gave us our greens, they were all tied up. I barely knew people's names, but...
I'm having flashbacks.
I've been through another academy, and so I've never anticipated anything like this. So this was like, wow.
When I went home, I probably was like, whoa, what was that?
I had no idea what a crab walk was.
In the beginning, I'm like, why are we doing this? But in the end, it actually does play a part in everything that we're actually doing towards the end. So thinking back, everything makes sense.
Definitely taught us, stay focused and, keep it cool under any type of circumstance that you're put in, and you'll get through it.
You got it, baby. You got it. Come on.
We've done a lot of runs.
I actually think it's great because we get an opportunity to kind of run around the city and kind of see different areas.
A bunch of our runs will run past headquarters, and we'll stop in the middle of our run and start doing our daily 7. So the chief and anybody and everybody in the community wants to come on, and they're watching us doing PT in the middle of the downtown. And we got to keep running. We're all just shouting encouragement, so nobody gives up.
Teamwork here is a big thing with us.
There you go, good one.
We don't do anything on our own. We do everything as a team.
Transition, the purpose of it was for us to come together.
He was one of our bigger guys, so that's why we went with him and, just carrying him through.
That's very much, in my opinion, what transition represented.
And really show how we can work as a team and getting through the different obstacles.
Yeah, they took Mecklin from us. It's one of those lessons learned, like, you got to always be watching out for your buddy.
We had to pick him up and carry him all the way back up the hill. You got to look out for each other. You always kind of keep one eye open on everyone else. It gives you the most amazing feeling when you have your teammates like cheering you on. Yeah, we lost one guy in the pond. You got to jump in right away and get him. Could have equally been me. I'd want people jumping in and helping me.
Prime open. You
get your eyes open, your eyes open.
Would not recommend OC. 0 out of 4 stars.
Keep breathing, keep your breathing. No rubble. Open.
This is probably one of the worst things I've ever had to deal with in OC spring.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst day of the academy.
Toriel Bailey!
Have to open those eyes, even though you don't want to.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Get down! Get down! Get back! Get back! Get back!
You ready?
When it hits you, it's just this blinding pain. Like you can't hear anything else around you.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I've just been exposed to OC, West Graham Street Road.
So I hear stories about, there's some people it doesn't really affect. Maybe I won't feel it, and you close your eyes and it hits your eyes and you go, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that's probably like about a 98, probably. It's pretty bad. It's unbelievable.
112, our motto is you get out what you put in.
When we went from our green phase to a blue phase, we had to earn it.
Chief Durham came and talked to our class, told us with his career and with his academy, you only get out of it what you put in, and that became our motto. And you get those blue uniforms, you're like I'm proud. I know I earned my way to be here in this uniform.
Because I know I've earned it, and every single person in the room has earned it.
You tend to appreciate things a little more when you have to earn it. And one thing I can say about this class, we earned it.
I'm definitely ready. They made sure I'm ready.
I think we're definitely ready to hit the streets, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
112 is ready at the end of the day.
Definitely going to have a positive impact on the city.
It's going to feel real good to get that badge and start where I've always wanted to start.
There we go. Harder, harder, harder. Come on, push, push. There you go, there you go.
Look back on this like I did this, and not only that I did this, we all did this together.
There you go.
112 is definitely ready. I'm sure every class says it, that they're the best, but 112 is definitely the best. We are, hands down, hands down.
We are honored today, in spite of his busy schedule, that the mayor of the city of Richmond could join us today for this graduation. It's something he rarely misses. It's so important to him. Please welcome to the podium the Honorable Dwight C. Jones.
Well, thank you, Gene, and good morning to everyone, Chief, and to your command staff, and to this wonderful class, the 112th Basic Recruit graduation class. They have been stoic and stern in their look, but when they saw that video, they had to crack up themselves. It's a delight to be here today to be a part of this graduation and to congratulate this class and to tell them and you that there's no higher honor than to be a part of the Richmond City Police Department. And let me just say that we have one of the finest departments. No, let me correct that. We have the finest police department in the United States of America. Do you help? And Chief Durham is doing an excellent job, and we really appreciate in the city of Richmond all that our policemen do for us. And these police academy graduates will now join this wonderful police department that has a long and storied history across the years. These graduates have made the total commitment to their community and to the residents of the city of Richmond, and we are particularly pleased to be here with them today. You have committed yourselves to maintaining the safety and well-being of our families, our neighbors, and our friends alike, and I hope that you will take seriously the notion of community policing, recognizing that as police we are not able to do it all by ourselves, but we need the support and the comradeship of the persons who are in the community to help us keep our communities safe. And so all of us who are here today, this auditorium is filled with family, friends, and residents, businesses, and co-workers. We're here today because we're absolutely confident of your ability to perform the numerous duties that an officer of this department is called upon to perform. And while you do that, we know that you're going to exhibit the highest level of competence and the highest level of professionalism. But be very clear, not everybody can be a police officer. And when I watched the video, I recognized that I could not be one. It really takes somebody special to put on this uniform and to wear this badge, and I know that you're proud of this accomplishment, and you should be proud of the physical and the mental toughness that you've shown to get to this point. But to excel as a Richmond police officer, you're going to need even more, and you know what it takes. courage, and integrity are not things that you could learn at the academy. Those things are things that you had when you came to the academy. And as police officers, you're bound by duty to protect the rights of all individuals, yet you have the authority to take away those rights in an instant. Respecting your fellow residents is first and foremost. Ensuring dignity for everyone is your creed. And so I want to be one of the first to thank you for your commitment to duty. And today, as you embark upon this new career and this new life, as you become a Richmond City Police officer, we want to commend and congratulate you for this wonderful step that you're taking in your life. Our city police officers have made tremendous strides to reduce crime in our city, but we can never let our guard down. We can never rest. Even though our stats are looking good, we will never be at ease because we will not rest until our job is done. And by we, I want you to know that you are not in this by yourself, but we alludes to the fact that we are in this together. Residents, businesses, community stakeholders. It takes a community to effectively and efficiently protect life and property. And so I want you to know that your efforts to reduce crime will help our city not just to survive, but it will help our city to thrive, and it will give us a sense of well-being that allows us to know that somebody has our back. These badges that are here that you're going to receive in just a moment, these badges are a symbol of public faith, to be held as a symbol of your commitment to the ethics of police service. If you wear this badge, it brings with it a heavy obligation, but also an honorable one. And only special men and this special woman will be able to carry that badge today. And so let me say to you as the mayor of the city of Richmond that we congratulate you, we commend you, we are grateful for your service even at this point as you begin, and we know that you are going to do our city proud. And I know that the motto of your class, you only get out of it what you put in it, and I believe that came from the chief. If you'll keep that motto in your mind and in your heart, we know that you're going to make us proud as members of this police force. Congratulations from the citizens of the city of Richmond.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. And now we will actually commission the newest officers of the Richmond Police Department. Please welcome to the stage the clerk of the city of Richmond, Ms. Jean Capel. She will administer the oath. The symbol that represents their chosen profession you see on stage here. It is the badge. A badge is not given, it is earned. Now, Chief Alfred Durham will present each officer with their badge, and after each officer is given their badge, the person or people who have been selected to pin on that badge should join us up here on stage. So, let us begin. This is the presentation of the badges. The Chief will be joined in presenting the badges by the Chief Administrative Officer of the City of Richmond, Selena Cuffey Glenn, representing the Mayor. Jermaine Addy. Sean Alston. Juan Arze. Justin Asane. Torion Bailey. Dominic Colombo. Dominique Compton. Brian Ferreras. Roscoe Friday. David Goodwin. Willie Hernandez. Cole Kelly. Brendan Levy. Rashad Martin. Nicholas Meckling. Nicholas Odenall. Douglas Pepple. Oscar Reyes. Ronald Slade. Jason Smith. Efrain Villalobos. Jason Whitehead. Ladies and gentlemen, you have shown wonderful restraint, but now's the time to show the 112th your love. That's the... Well, that is certainly the best yet. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium our Police Chief, Alfred Durham, to charge the class.
to the graduating recruits of the 112th, members of the RPD, family, friends, and distinguished guests, good morning.
Good morning.
Today is a special day for us all, but this occasion is definitely special for me, my precinct commanders, and especially the city, because now we're getting some additional resources in the street. Much needed manpower, I must say. But today we are here to celebrate you and one of your greatest accomplishments, your completion of recruit training. You are now police officers, as the mayor said, in one of the finest police department, no, the finest police department in the nation, the Richmond Police Department. And why do I say one of the finest police departments in the nation? Well, I'm glad you asked. Last August, we were showcased on C-SPAN's Washington Journal, where we were told that there were over 100,000 of viewers. I, along with Mayor Jones, Captain Harvey Powers, we were interviewed for about 3 hours. The topic was the national conversation about trust between law enforcement agencies and the communities in which they serve. The listening and viewing audience heard how we get it right when it comes to building trust and legitimacy in our communities. It's disturbing when cities like Ferguson, Staten Island, Baltimore, North Charleston, Prairie View, Cleveland, Chicago, and the list goes on, when they have become the everyday household topics of discussion in this country about police brutality, excessive force, corruption, civil rights violations, and yes, even murder. Martin Luther King once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." He was so correct in this statement because while we here in the city have not had the negative interactions with our citizens as in other cities, we are oftentimes faced with the challenges, though, of those injustices by the perceptions of the people because of the uniform that we wear, simply guilt by association. While there is a national conversation about police misconduct, there is now little discussion about the felonious assaults on police officers across this nation. As of today, since January 1, there have been 17 officers killed in the line of duty by firearms. 17. With that being said, I must remind you of the inherent risks and dangers associated with this profession. During the period of January 2015 and January 2016 of this year, we had 4 members of our police families shot in the line of duty. Thankfully, they all survived their injuries and they're back to full duty and work in the streets. On March 31st, if you can recall, at the Greyhound bus station here in the city, Virginia State Trooper Chad Durmeyer was fatally shot while just attempting to have a conversation with an individual who had disdain for law enforcement. Sir Robert Peel, who is known as the father of modern-day policing, in the early 1800s, Peel established the Metropolitan Police Force in Scotland Yard. He developed the principles which define ethical requirements that officers must follow to be effective. He declared that the police are the public and the public are the police. I'd like to repeat that. The police are the public and the public are the police. The police and the public are accountable to one another. The Richmond Police Department's mission is simple. It's only one sentence. We make Richmond a safer community through community policing and engagement. That mission statement was created in 2005, and since 2005, the men and women of the Richmond Police Department, now your department, has been carrying that mission statement out with outstanding attitude. Both sworn and civilian members do that. We as law enforcement officers, we're public servants. Every sworn member of this department, to include me, took an oath of office that you just took to protect life and property, uphold the laws and ordinances of this city. However, that does not mean that we get a free pass to violate the rights of our citizens. I operate, as you all know, under the mantra, accountability leads to transparency, and transparency leads to legitimacy and credibility in the communities that we serve. Our sole existence is based on our credibility and legitimacy. You are beginning your career in the Commonwealth's capital, the city of Richmond, Virginia. The city is in the midst of an amazing transformation. As Mayor Jones stated in his State of the City address earlier this year, to continue to build a better Richmond, we need to capitalize on our past successes, Look to the future with vision and renewed sense of optimism. I say to you today, you are that future, and you are that renewed sense of optimism for all of us who are already here, a part of RPD. As your chief, it is my responsibility to ensure that each and every day, every member of this department is equipped, trained, and prepared to handle any situation that we respond to. Even I must always strive to learn and improve daily, and I expect you to do the same every day that you are on this job. I know that each of you have put in an amount of enormous blood, sweat, tears in reaching this pinnacle, but rest assured, what you have learned will assist you in being the very best that you can be, and that you will get home safely at the end of your tour of duty. I want to remind each of you that your training you should always strive to enhance your training and knowledge and job skills throughout the course of your career. Over the past several years, we have put a lot of time and effort into building relationships, strong relationships, and restoring the reputation of our police department. The relationships have been a major contributor in our achieving a 45-year low in violent crime last year. Community partnerships and engagements have been one of the most effective strategies in reducing and preventing crime. And while we are currently facing our challenges when it comes to homicides this year, we must not lose focus on our crime-fighting efforts. Every member, to include you now, must work together as a team to address and reduce crimes of violence in the city and to remove violent offenders from our communities. As you go forward here today, remember you now have an awesome responsibility to keep the people of our city safe. We have entrusted you with many powers that you should never take lightly: the ability to save lives and the ability to take a life. So now I will offer you some professional advice based on my 29 years of law enforcement experience. I promise you that if you follow this advice, you will be successful. We've talked quite a few times. Yesterday we had a very good conversation, did we not? Yes, sir. And remember, we're talking about writing your book. You just finished your introduction. You start in chapter 1. And this is some advice to make you successful. Believe it or not, policing is not very hard at all. It's very simple. Treat people fairly. Show them respect. Don't misjudge them in times of crisis, and they will not forget how you treat them. Believe me on that. You're going to encounter them at their very worst, so don't be judgmental. It's a difficult time to be a police, so establish close ties with the community. It's not us against them. We are all in this together. When you patrol your beat, speak to everyone and do it consistently. This not only makes people feel that you are part of the community, but it also protects them from an image that they are the only ones talking to the police. And when something bad happens and someone wants to give you information, it doesn't look like they're, in their term, snitching. Always address everyone on your beats as sir and ma'am. This sets the expectation that you would treat them with respect and you expect the same in return. For those who tend to cause trouble on your beat, make it clear what is and what is not acceptable on your beat. If they break the law, you will arrest them. Then they know what to expect from you, and you know what to expect from them. Always remember that this uniform you wear is nothing more than a symbol. You may think just because you're wearing a uniform, you have authority and will get respect. That's not always the case. But that is not I just said that. It's your actions and the way you treat those you encounter that will reveal the content of your character and the level of respect you get from others. Your actions will determine whether our uniform represents a symbol of hope and safety or a symbol of oppression and fear. I expect you to make the right choice. There are times where you have to encounter a community and take charge, but you must be confident and firm, but always be fair. Remember that as a condition of your employment, you are expected to live by the code of ethics that you're going to recite. That means that you understand that although you are offered privileges that most are not, that you would not take advantage of those privileges. That means you understand that your positions do not entitle you to your discounts and free meals and all that stuff when you walk in a restaurant. Does not mean that you can speed and run red lights and all that stuff that other people can't do. But it does mean that you take the decision to deprive someone's freedom, that you don't deprive someone of their freedom lightly just because you can. Those are not privileges to a real police officer. They are a disgrace to our uniform and to our profession. Though it may seem sometimes difficult, remember not to let this job numb you to the reality that you work in every day, or using it as an excuse to dismiss the value of any life that has been lost in our streets. Because it doesn't matter who, how, when, or why, when someone loses his or her life, a mother, father, sister, brother, friend, aunt, cousin, those family members have lost someone that they love. Don't ever be so efficient at your job that you forget that there are people involved. This will be difficult at times when the mother or family member of a homicide victims arrive at your crime scene and they're angry and they're emotional and they want to lash out at you because you're the only thing that stands between them and their loved one who's lying there in the street. When you find yourself in these type of situations, that's when I expect you to remember that this is not just his job, that you are not just a police officer. You are a person, no different from the one who is standing before you or the one lying on the ground behind the tape. Do your job, be professional, but most importantly, be human. It's okay to say that I'm sorry for your loss. And remember that the most important assignment of the day is for you to return home safely to your family and loved ones. So ladies and gentlemen, we are making a difference in the lives of people in this community, thanks to the hard work of the men and women of this police department and our partners in law enforcement and in the judicial system and the community. So thank you all for answering the call for service, standing up to take the challenge. So congratulations on your becoming the newest members of the Richmond Police Department. You're part of the family, and now go and make us proud. Thank you.
Time now for the presentation of the class awards. They will be announced by the Executive Officer of the Richmond Police Training Academy, Lieutenant Maurizio Tovar.
Thank you, Gene. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. Our first award is a Physical Fitness Award. The Physical Fitness Award is presented to the recruit who had the highest average on all physical fitness tests given throughout recruit training. The recipient of the Physical Fitness Award for the 112th is Officer Roscoe Friday, Jr. Our next award is the Emergency Vehicle Operations Award. We also call it the EVOC Award. And the EVOC Award is presented to the recruit who displayed outstanding judgment and control while operating a police vehicle. Recruits were tested on a variety of driving courses, which include quick reaction courses, skid control, emergency response, and day and night pursuit driving. The 112th top driver is Officer Sean Alston. Our Firearm Award is given to the recruit who obtained the highest average score on all of the department and DCJS standard qualification courses. This officer demonstrated a high level of proficiency and safety with the department-issued handgun and shotgun. The recipient of the Firearms Award is Officer Dominique Colombo. Mike Hall? What's next? The Mike Hall Award. The next award is named after Captain Vernon F. Mike Hall. This award is named in memory of Captain Hall for his contributions to police training. This award is given to the recruit that maintained the highest academic average throughout recruit training. The recipient of the Captain Vernon Mike Hall Award is Officer Rashad Martin. Nancy White-Thomas. The next award is the Nancy White-Thomas Award. This award is in honor of Miss Nancy White-Thomas for her inspiration and contributions to recruit training for over 42 years. Unfortunately, Ms. Thomas passed away in 2007. However, she remains a very special friend to the Richmond Police family and has been an inspiration to every basic recruit class since 1966. This award recognizes a recruit who has demonstrated the most outstanding overall performance through recruit training. And the 112th recipient for the Nancy White-Thomas Award is Officer Dominique Colombo. The last award is the J.D. Ross Servant Leadership Award, and I'd like to ask Captain Harvey Street Powers to come to the mic to present, please.
Thank you. If I can get a little help from this, I think J.D. is here with us today. J.D., if you can come on up to the stage, please, and join this crew up here. We as a department have recognized the best in a recruit class based on their firearms, their driving, their academics, and their fitness. And while these are all critical skills, we also ask the recruit class to tell us who from inside their own class motivated them and inspired them and led the class as a true servant leader. So today, continuing the tradition begun with the 109th recruit class, we will recognize the character of a recruit leader. The RPD Training Academy wanted to define this award by naming it for a servant leader from the police department. When we discussed it, there was really no question who in this department best exemplified the ideals of a servant leader. Retired Sergeant J.D. Ross. Sergeant Ross retired with over 47 years in law enforcement. He left us a couple of years ago, but he has stayed particularly close. He was a leader that everyone knew they could count on and whose advice has literally saved countless careers. He is trusted, and if you heard J.D. Ross tell you something, you always listened. And recruits, I hope you understand the value and importance of receiving an award named for him. It is an introduction to everyone you meet, and it will raise their already high expectations of you. The J.D. Ross Servant Leadership Award for the 112th Basic Recruit Class, as voted on by the class, is presented to Officer Oscar Reyes. Last award, you can sit down. Clearly, Officer Reyes didn't share that he was bringing a cheering section with him today. Outstanding. We have another tradition, and that is to always hear from the class president of every recruit class. So I would like to introduce and invite forward the president for the 112th Basic Recruit Class, Dominique Compton.
Good morning. Good morning. On behalf of the 112th Basic Recruit Class, thank you for your attendance today. I would like to recognize and thank the Chief of Police, Alfred Durham, the command staff, and most importantly, our family members and friends, for your support and presence throughout these last 7 months. Without your love and encouragement these last 7 months, making it to this finish line would not have been possible. To the entire Academy staff, we thank you for providing us with the fundamental tools, guidance, and experience necessary to begin this journey in the most effective way. The first day we stepped into the building of their beautiful training academy, we were in push-up position so long that by the end of the day, we could tell you every shape, color, and name of each crystal in the floor. 7 months. 7 months of getting smoked after lunch, running that 1.5 miles in a monsoon, and when I heard a recruit inform a superior, I won't mention any names, that he was salivating in his face, I knew it would be a long 32 weeks. Up until EVOC week, I appreciated how big the King's Dominion parking lot was, convenient and quite spacious. But all of that space became a daunting adversary when we had to complete the DCJS mandate of pushing a police vehicle around the perimeter. Everyone say thank you, King's Dominion. 2 things we learned over the course of these 7 months, and I encourage everyone to learn them with us. Number 1, flip-flops will never be tactical. And number 2, Officer Patterson does not care. Now that I've gotten the jokes of the hour out of the way, which was probably a DCJS mandate, I'll take on a more serious tone. As a class, we have formed a bond that has made us more than colleagues. We've become a family. We were pulled from making pizzas to car dealerships to healthcare and placed in a room where we laughed at each other's flaws, cracked jokes on each other's age and physical abilities, and argued over whatever we were passionate about at the moment. We had a baby, and we've lost a couple of loved ones along this journey. Every morning we prayed our way into the day, and every day at dismissal we prayed our way out. Despite it all, every day we came in ready for whatever was thrown our way, whether it was normal morning duties or Officer Patterson in the rain with his campaign hat on waiting to smoke us for breakfast. Starting with 25 and ending with 22, we were prepared to move out to join the rest of the Richmond Police Department, and I am confident to stand here today to inform everyone in this room and the city of Richmond that the 112th Basic Recruit Class will fulfill our responsibilities in serving each and every single day of our careers. Before I conclude, I would like to recognize our class coordinator, Officer Patterson. Sir, the day you walked into orientation at headquarters with Officer Hedman and Officer Andrzak in a stern manner, told all of the guys to be shaved and all of the girls to have their hair pulled back, as a class, we knew that the next 32 weeks of our lives would belong to you. I'm sure this class will go down in history for the number of times the Code of Ethics, Alphabet, and 10 codes were written, which was over 1,000 times, for the most smoke sessions, which lasted up until the day of graduation, and the amount of times we've tasted Clear Out. Besides all of those memorable moments, you instilled in us many characteristics and morals, such as taking pride in our appearance, never giving up, never complaining, never taking anything personal. You taught us to not only watch out for ourselves, but to watch out for one another, because we are only as strong as our weakest link. And for the next however many years we dedicate to this profession, your voice will forever ring in our head. I don't care. We don't care to make any excuses or justifications for our mistakes. We don't care to complain about things we can't change. We don't care about any media portrayal that does not fit our description. And we don't care about any obstacles in our way, because we will overcome them. So thank you, sir, for your hard work and dedication over these last 7 months. We hope you enjoy your scheduled vacation. In conclusion, we would like to voice our opinion as a class on the week of training that many may not know that we go through in the police academy, and that is Community Week. During that week, we dedicated more than 40 hours into reaching out to the community in which we are soon to take an oath to serve. Well, we already did. From working with the United Methodist Family Services and the juveniles to the Feed More organizations and the Mount Moriah Church located in Gilpin to feed the homeless, We were humbled that we were able to experience such a task, but most importantly, because some of us are new to the city, we appreciated the preview of the individuals that we are soon to be serving and protecting. Anybody can put this uniform on and wear the badge, but these last 32 weeks, all of us sitting here today have invested time, heart, dedication, and commitment into earning ours. Many other officers have dedicated their time to come in to teach us the necessary tools to operate. And on our meet and greet night, Chief Durham sat before us in the same room we took our written test before being hired and told us something that we would carry on forever. You only get out of it what you put into it. And in the Richmond Police Training Academy, you have put in numerous hours and brain power. And because of the hard work of you all, the Richmond Police Department will now receive 22 committed, dedicated, and well-ready police officers. So once again, on the behalf of the 112th Basic Recruit Class, thank you to every instructor, mentor, and the individuals behind the scenes for getting us here today. Thank you.
Fantastic job. This profession has a code of ethics. And you may be aware, you may have heard them practicing in the mirror or heard them down the hallway, but this class has said that code of ethics a couple of times, or a couple of hundred. So right now I would invite the class for you, for one last time, as they begin their career, to recite the code of ethics.
Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men, to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed, in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary and obey the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret, unless revelation is necessary in the form of duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudice, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions, with no compromise to crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals. I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing the necessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
Yesterday, the Richmond Police Department celebrated the lives and heroism of 29 officers who gave their last for this city. It is only fitting that we then, this very next day, join together and wish these newest members of that proud tradition into the family. May you be safe. May you never forget, as the years passed, why you answered this calling. And as I promised you from the first week, you would earn the badge, and you did. My thanks to the Academy staff for making this possible. Officer Patterson, for one last time, please take charge and dismiss your class.
Basic recruit class. You are dismissed.